What is up, guys? My name is Blake. Some of you may know me as JMemorex. You can just call me Blake, because we're friends. Anyway, there's a new Hearthstone expansion coming out. It was announced today, and I'm pretty excited for it. So we're gonna check out some of the cards. As you can see here, we're on the Hearthstone website. The expansion is called the Grand Tournament. It's based off the Argent tournament. They changed some things. The original Argent tournament is already over, and then they decided to go back to it and have it just for funsies. So let's go ahead and check out some of the cards. So the first one we have here. These are the cards that were shown on the stream. There's a few. These aren't the. There's less officially announced cards, but this is what we were able to see from the stream and what they showed. So the first one here is Kaldara Drake. It's a mage card. It's 6 mana, 6/6, and it says you can use your hero power any number of times. Now, I don't know. The effect kind of seems pretty strong on its own, but when you couple it with some of these further cards here, it gets pretty crazy. Particularly this one, which we'll get to it. But no, I think this card's gonna be good. I don't know if it's gonna be broken. Usually class cards tend to be a little bit stronger, so I don't know. This one is one I kind of want to see how it plays out, because you don't. It's really strong to be able to play, like, for instance, 1 mana hero power over and over and over. But a lot of the times you're not really gonna want to, unless you're Hunter, I guess. You're not really gonna want to play your mage hero power over and over and over and over, because it's just 1 damage, 1 mana. I mean, you got other things that you want to do, so it can be strong, especially when it's coupled with a couple other cards. But it also requires some setup. So let's take a little bit closer look here at this card. You can see it right there. Some of the art for it. Let's go to the next card. So this is Poisoned Blade. Let's check here. I'm assuming this is a rogue card. Doesn't say yes. It is a rogue card. And its card text is: your hero power gives this weapon +1 attack instead of replacing it. So basically, play this weapon for 4 mana, and each time you hit your hero power as rogue, instead of making a new weapon, you get +1 attack to this weapon. This card is good. I don't think it's going to be broken or overpowered or anything like that. I think it's a weapon that rogue kind of has needed for a long time. I don't know why it hasn't been in the game all this time, honestly. just a weapon where the hero power can just buff it. And of course it has durability, which 3 durability is pretty good. But no, like hero powering and poison, oh lord, deadly poisoning and hero powering and tinkers and all that on this blade. It could get pretty out of hand, but I don't think it's be that bad. Now this next card, Maiden of the Lake. Your hero power costs 1. It's a 4 mana 2/6. So it's resilient, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. In the stream, when the players were playing the game, they made it kind of look like the card was really broken, because they're playing cards like Sarad. With this one, where you can just play your hero power, so you know they were running Maiden of the Lake with Kaldara Drake and Sarad, which we'll get into, and they're just playing hero power after hero power after hero power and getting all these cool effects. But outside of mage, where this card I think could be useful, I think it's gonna be a little underwhelming. I don't know if I'm the only person that thinks that. Like, it could combo a whole lot with Poison Blade too, but I don't know. I don't see it being that crazy, because it's a 4 mana 2 attack minion, and it has a cool effect, but most hero powers aren't so strong that you want to just pump them out at 1 mana. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this card. It could be good in a couple combos, but I don't think it's gonna be played just on its own. It's it's gonna need a lot of setup, I think. So the next card is Nexus Champion Sarad. He's a 5 mana 4/5, and he has the new mechanic Inspire. So what the new mechanic is, it's called Inspire, and what it does is every time you use your hero power, Inspire activates whatever the Inspire mechanic on the card is. For Nexus Champion Sarad, it is add a random spell to your hand. So you play down this 5 mana 4/5. We gotta kind of mention Cairn here, I think, or Yeti. It's kind of between, you know, Cairn gives you 2 Yetis, and this one gives you 1 plus presumably a bunch of spells, especially if you're mage and you get both of those cards down at the same time. You're gonna pump out some spells. But it adds a random spell to your hand. And this card, I don't know what the common or what the consensus is on this card quite yet, but I'm kind of feeling like it's gonna be undervalued. I think this card's gonna be better than what people think it's gonna be, and it's gonna cause all kinds of fun RNG stuff. It's just like Unstable Portal for spells, and you get to play it down with a minion, and basically turns your hero power into Unstable Portal for spells. It's gonna be a fun card. I think it's gonna be better than people think it's gonna be. So let's go to the next one, y'all. It is Skycap Crag. He is a 7 mana 4/6. He has charge, and he costs 1 less for each friendly pirate. Assume that's on the battlefield. And I don't know. I don't play pirate decks. I don't think with the existing set that this card is could really be great. It's cool to have like a beefy pirate that has charge. That's awesome, because I think pirate decks need some love. They're really cool, but they're just not there right now. And I think with the existing set, he's not that good. But you know, we're looking at what, 20 cards maybe, 16 cards out of over 130. So I would say there's a lot more pirates coming out. I would guarantee it, since they're going ahead and showing this card. I would say we've got some more coming out. So he's probably going to end up being pretty good. So now we're going to go into what I feel the most excited about. The Shaman cards that we have seen so far. They look amazing. And I mean, I feel like it's going to... I don't want to get too excited, but I feel like it's going to bring Shaman back, because there's just... You're kind of always pumping your hero power out when you're playing Shaman. And there's so many synergizing cards with that, plus just good cards. So let's look at this first one. It's called Thunderbluff Valiant. It has Inspire, give your totems +2 attack. So you play this card down, we'll say turn 7, and you've got 2-3 totems out. You pump out your 4th totem. Now you've got 4 totems that are all 2/2s with 1/2/1. So this card is what Shaman, one of the things Shaman needs. So Shaman, I think what it's needed this whole time was something to make the totems useful, because the RNG of the totems, I feel like, makes them somewhat useless. So I mean, at least if you could do something with them, if you didn't get the totem that you needed, it would help a lot. And that's kind of what's going on with this expansion. So it's got me really excited. So the stats are obviously aren't that great. 5 mana 3/6. They're not horrible, just not great. But the effect is awesome. You know, every time you pump out that hero power, your totems are gonna get +2 attack. And I mean, that's gonna stack and stack and stack. So Shaman, it's kind of like a muster for Shaman if you think about it. It's pretty close. So that's the first one. So this one I actually haven't seen. This is a new hunter card called Ball of Spiders. It's a 6 mana spell, and it summons 3 1/1 web spinners. That's I don't know. I want to say that it's not good because that's 3 mana worth of minions. So yeah, because web spinners are just 1 mana, so you're paying 6 mana for 3 1 mana cards. Now I don't know, maybe comboed with juggler, but even with juggler you've got like snake trap, which essentially does the same thing without the death rattles. Of course, this card with something like Feign Death would be pretty cool. I don't think. I want to say I don't think this card's going to be ran, but I think it's going to be pulled by another card that we're going to talk about here shortly. But I don't know. I don't want to say too much about it because I just feel like it's not that good. And I just don't really think it's going to be ran, but it will be pulled. I'm positive. So we'll go to the next one. The next card that's got me excited about Shaman. And before we go into this, we've got this 5 mana drop for Shaman. We've got this new 4 mana drop for Shaman. What I'm really, really hoping to see out of this expansion is a 2-drop. Shaman needs a real 2-drop. We need to stop toteming on turn 2 every single game. We don't need a lot of 2-drops. We just need one. I'm a shaman and priest player pretty much from the very beginning. Since I started playing, they were just priest was just the first deck that I actually was able to build. Shaman was right there with it. So, but Shaman has just fallen so far, and I'm excited to see it getting picked back up some. This card is Draenei Totem Carver, the 4 mana 4/4. The battle cry gain 1/1 for each friendly totem. So usually by turn 4 you've got 2 or 3 totems on the board, and always at least one. I mean, if nothing else, the card at 4 mana 5/5 with no overload, you got to keep that in mind. 4 mana 5/5, that's pretty good. There's no drawback there. So if you just have one totem on the board, you can plop that thing down and it's got value. You don't really want to play it with 3 totems on the board because you don't want it to get BGH'd. So 1 or 2 totems is really ideal for it. This is a good minion. This is definitely better than Fireguard Destroyer. I think this plays. I think this replaces Fireguard Destroyer pretty much in every way. And Thunderbuff Valiant, I'm not sure where that's gonna fit in. Definitely, it's gonna be played. Like it's like I said, it's like a quartermaster for Shaman. It's amazing. So it's definitely gonna be played. I just don't know where it's gonna fit in yet. Maybe in place of Azure Drake. I'm not sure. But Draenei Totem Carver is it's gonna probably I would personally take out Shredder for it. And if you run Fireguard, then I would replace Fireguard with it for sure. Let's go to this next one. It's our second mage card of the set, and it is a new secret. And it is called Effigy. And it is, when a friendly minion dies, summon a random minion with the same cost. So, summon a random minion with the same cost. So this is basically Unstable Portal in secret form for when a minion dies. I liken this card to... it's not Repentance, the Paladin secret where your minion comes back with 1 health. It's just like that card, but I feel like it's better in some cases. So with Paladin secret, aside from being 1 mana, sometimes you have cards like Kel'Thuzad, for instance. He comes back to life with 1 mana or with 1 health, and then another Kel'Thuzad pops back up. Sludge Belchers, things with death rattles, you generally want to come back even with just 1 health. So in those cases, this card I don't feel is better, but in a lot of other, in most other cases, this card is better than that secret. And I don't know if it's going to be played. I feel like it's going to compete with Duplicate possibly. I don't know. Maybe Mirror Entity. it's gonna be a fun one to see where it lands because secrets are kind of hard to predict. So it'll be fun to see where this card lands, and I'm excited to see it. It's a fun looking secret. I can't wait to check it out. So the next card here goes with the whole hero power theme. It's a card that they kind of have to have because of the hero power mechanic that they're going for in this expansion. It's let's see, it is a mage card, and it is called Fallen Hero. It is a 2 mana 3/2, and it makes your hero power deal 1 extra damage. So this is a good 2-drop if you're building that kind of hero power centric deck with the Drake, where you're playing it as many times as you want. So now you're pumping out like Hunter hero powers for 1 mana over and over and over. There's not really a lot to say about it. If you're building a deck that's going to be built around that hero power, then this card is an obvious replace for Sorcerer's Apprentice, and really, in Tempo Mage, maybe it's a replacement for Sorcerer's Apprentice anyway. We'll just have to see. But it's a good card. I don't see this one not being played. I think it's definitely going to be in the decks. And then our next card, we have a new giant, and this one I'm excited about. I don't think there's a deck that can't run this card. I don't think. Let me make myself clear here. I don't think it's an overpowered card. But I think it's a card that's going to be able to be used in every deck. That being said, just like the other giants, I think Warlock is going to make better use of this card than the other classes, because Warlock, Handlock in particular, wants to use its hero power almost every turn, the first few turns of the game, and I think Handlock will still be able to get out Frost Giant earlier than all the other classes. That being said, this one, because all classes use their hero powers a lot in every game, this deck can be ran, or this card can be ran in every deck. And I'm excited about this card. It's going to be a fun one. So it is Frost Giant. It's 10 mana, costs 1 less for each time you've used your hero power this game. So it's not just this turn, which absolutely could be with some of the new mechanics they're introducing, but it's this game. So from turn 1, every time you use your hero power, you're reducing the cost. So I mean, it won't take long. It won't take long to get this giant out, and it's a fun card. I like it. It's gonna see play. I have no doubt that this card is gonna see play. I just don't know how many decks it's gonna be in. I feel like it's gonna be in Handlock for sure, which is interesting. I wonder, like, is Jiraxxus and Mal'Ganis gonna leave Handlock for 6 giants? I really want to see that, because it's totally possible. Because see, like Clockwork Giant and Sea Giant doesn't really work for Handlock, or I think it probably would. It could run 6 giants. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, because then you'll have Mountain Giant that can come out earliest. Then you have Frost Giant coming out, and then after that you've got Molten Giants. So you've kind of got giants coming out in every step of the game, and it's not just all late game cards. So I don't know. It could be really strong. I'd like to see how it works out, though. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think it'll be. So the next card we've got is a 6 mana 3/5 called Kodo Rider, and it has Inspire, summon a 3/5 War Kodo. So this is a 6 mana 3/5 that every time you use your hero power, it summons a 3/5. And it does that as long as it's on the board and as long as you're using hero powers. The stats aren't great for 6 mana. I don't think you play it by itself unless you have to. Maybe you wait until turn 8 and you just kind of start taking the board over. This card could see a lot of play. Could see no play. It looks good. I want to say that it's going to be used a lot, because I mean, just reproducing minions like that for 2 mana, because you pay 6 mana at first, but then you're spawning 3/5 minions for something that you're going to be doing every turn anyway, and for only 2 mana. So it's a 2 mana 3/5 every turn plus your hero power. So it may not. It has potential to be a strong card. I just don't know if it's going to be played. We'll see. Now this this card, I'm maybe a little salty about, because I don't know, I just didn't feel like Hunter needed more. But then the more that I thought about it, I don't think Face Hunter changes much from this card and from some of the other cards that we've seen. I think this is a mid-range Hunter card. It makes or mid-range and control. Control for sure, but I think it beefs up mid-range, because right now mid-range Hunter is kind of it's a mix between face and mid-range, and then there's two variants of that. There's, you know, hybrid Hunter, and then there's mid-range Hunter, but even mid-range Hunter is really more of a hybrid Hunter. So this card and some of the other cards that are coming out with it kind of give a real mid-range variant, the mid-range Hunter, where it would be more like mid-range Paladin. And this is a 2 mana spell called Lock and Load, and each time you cast a spell this turn, you add a random Hunter card to your hand. So for as long as you're casting spells, those Hunter's Marks, those Arcane Shots, the Secrets, Animal Companions, Unleashes, you're pulling Hunter cards at random for a whole turn. And it's an epic, so you could run 2 of them. You get 2 turns of just raw draw power. And I think it'll open up a new archetype for Spell Hunter, which I know is already around, but it'll be a lot stronger because now it's not only going to have to play spells. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting card. It's going to be played. I think really what it's going to do is bring more mid-range to the mid-range Hunter. So I got the next card. This is a 1 mana, 1/2 Lowly Squire, and it has Inspire, gain +1 attack. I want to see what they're going to do with the Inspire decks. So like, for instance, Shaman, which we see a Shaman 2-drop on screen right here, but let's pretend that that's not there. Where Shaman didn't previously have a 2-drop, this could be played on 1. You hero power on turn 2, and now you've got a 2/2. I think it works really in most decks, even if it were just by itself. But this Inspire mechanic could bring a whole lot more synergy. So we'll see how this card goes. It's not a bad card. It's a good card. I feel completely fine saying that. And then let's go to the next card. I don't really have anything else to say about this card. It's a good card. It's gonna see play. We've got 2 Shaman cards to end it here, and I'm excited about both of them. So the first one, 3 mana, 3/2 Tuskar Totemic. It has Battlecry, summon any random totem. So that includes this guy right here. But he's a turn 3 play. So let's go back up here to turn 4, Draenei Totem Carver. 1/1 for each friendly totem. You play this guy on turn 3. The opponent is almost always going to try to kill this guy. You'll have a totem to play this guy with. Shaman, I think Shaman got some early game here. We've got a curve now on Shaman, and that's huge. I think Shaman's gonna be coming back in a big way. This minion's gonna see play. Right now, I feel like the only real option for a 3-drop in Shaman is Feral Spirit, and against Patron right now, it's just a bad option. You don't want to run it because Patron will eat you alive if you play it. So this card's good. It's gonna be played, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna set up for Totem Carver, and we're just seeing a lot of synergies for Shaman here. So you go 3 to get a totem, and this is a totem too. So let's go ahead and go into that. Let's talk about this Shaman combo that's just sitting right in front of us here. So it's a 2 mana, 3/4 with an overload of 1, and it's called Totem Golem. And it is a totem for 3/4, 2 mana. So you play this on turn 2. Of course, you wouldn't be able to play Totemic on turn 3, but you would still have 1 totem out for Totem Carver on turn 4. And then your totems, this guy, gets +2 attack. So there's a curve here. You can also play this on turn 1, so you're cleared up on turn 3 to play Totemic into a 6/6 totem carver into a turn 5 with a bunch. This is all just depending on what the opponent's played too, but you see the combo there. It can get crazy. So I'm excited. I'm excited about Shaman. I'm excited about all these cards. There's over 130 cards in this expansion. It looks really good, and I'm really excited for it. So I don't know. Why don't you guys tell me your favorite cards in here? What class you think is going to benefit the most? Just let me know what you think about it, all in all. And I think what I'm going to do, I want to talk about all the cards as they come out. I'm going to probably make a video every other day or so as they're revealing the new cards. So as they reveal them, I'll see how many they reveal, and it might be every other day, every 2 or 3 days. We'll see. That's going to be it for now, guys. These are the cards that we see first. We went through all of them. Let me know what you think about them, and what you think, what class you think is going to come up, what class is going to be best, which one you think there's any good ones in this. So yeah, just let me know in the comments, subscribe and shit, and I'll see you guys next time.